Episode 3 of Wholesome Chats. I'm here with the artist and friend Catriona Hegarty. Catriona, how you doing today?
Doing great.
You had a busy morning, or you just kind of rolling out of bed about 2 p.m.
I have had I've been working on a video, so I guess doing that, but not really art related, actually, just like a personal project. So
That sounds a good place to start, though. What's this video all about?
it's just something for work, honestly. So it's really not not that exciting.
Nothing
But
to talk about.
it's just like a coronavirus wedding that got pushed back. It's just like messages for people that couldn't get married.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my mom's been dealing with a lot of that too. She helps with booking weddings. Anyway, so you are back at work. Remind me where you work again, or tell everyone else where you work.
I nanny for a family that is close by. And then I used to work at a cycling studio in Wicker Park, but when everything should hit the fan there, like obviously I haven't been back there since. So just been doing a lot of artwork and then hanging with some kids. So pretty chill.
You've been nannying throughout the whole quarantine process.
No, I actually just started back last week. So
I know a few other nannies I'd talked to had like managed to maintain their jobs through all of that, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, so it sounds like you had a lot of time to yourself to work on it. Are we looking at any of what you've worked on behind you right now?
sorry, my connection is like really bad. So I kind of missed that, but can you say it again?
Oh no, I just said it sounds like you had a lot of time to work on things. Are we looking at anything that you created recently behind you on the walls right now? If you want to talk about any of that, that would be cool.
Yeah. Um, Pretty much everything behind me was like made during coronavirus. I never really had the ability to work on art full time because it was always a matter of like paying rent and doing all that kind of stuff that's a necessary thing. So I feel like whenever I start in a job or doing something, I get really wrapped up. So it was hard to create time for both art and that. So having, 2 months to actually fully dedicate to making art and producing stuff every day was huge. And I felt like my output was more than it's ever been. And it has been so long since I'd really been practicing being an artist every single day and really waking up thinking about it, going to bed thinking about it. So definitely was productive time and time I will miss for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. It's super cool to just be able to dive in, like you said, like you wake up, that's all you have to do, and then like you go to sleep thinking about it, and you just pick up where you left off. There's like nowhere to be, even hanging out with people. You couldn't hang out with people, so it was just like, all right, this is what I'm doing all the time. But I had a question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you hit a wall at any point? Because I know like 2 months is a long time, and as great as it is to be able to focus on that all the time, I do think there's a lot to be said about like being able to balance things out. And typically, we need like life experiences in order to like cultivate new perspectives or have new things to say through our art. Did you hit a wall at any point in those 2 months where you're kind of like, what, I think I'm just gonna watch TV today or something like that?
Yeah. Pre-corona, I felt like I was not like a very big like TV watcher. I was mainly like podcasts and music. Even like time for reading and stuff wasn't things I was making time for. But I was pretty much, my roommate went back to the suburbs, so I was here by myself in pretty much solitary confinement for a full like 70 days. So it was definitely crazy, and there were times where I was like, I'm gonna lose my mind, and like, I need to like hear someone else's voice besides my own. So yeah, there was definitely challenging times and times that just like I felt completely exhausted because I had been working so much. Um, but I felt like they were like good weeks, like really, really productive weeks, and then like harder weeks. But it was still good to, challenge, to keep going even when it was like you kind of don't feel like it. It's like, remember that this is time that you probably won't have, and take advantage of it when you can.
Yeah, certainly. Um, while I'm thinking about it, I guess if you have, obviously we can see some of your work behind you, but I know that is by no means the extent of the things that you do. So if you want to share like your handles and things, so people can go. I know you have a website as well where people can go check out things. And maybe we can help you with a few sales here.
Yeah, that would be dope. Need to work on my website again. I like deleted everything because I had so much new work that I felt like was a lot more relevant. So right now it's a pretty barren desert, but obviously there is work that needs to go on there, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But definitely Instagram is always popping.
And like, what's your handle is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's just at Catriona, but spelled Catriona Hegarty Hegarty.
There you go. Now you know where to go, people. Check it out. Lots of cool stuff. Um, I remember a while back you shared some of. Well, I think you just sent me a link to the website, but I was into like the more geometric stuff that you've done. Um, is there any like specific area you've been focusing on recently, or has it kind of just been across the board?
I think at the beginning it was a lot of, thankfully, commission pieces. So people, reaching out, supporting, spending a lot more time at home than ever before. So they realize like, I don't have any art, or like I have never supported an artist by purchasing a work from them. So that was awesome to feel financially and, emotionally supported by people around you. They're telling you that they think that your work is worth something and want to help you. So that was great as a motivator because it was comfortable. And then along with that, I would kind of work on more conceptual things, which I felt like I hadn't had time to focus on, especially like if a painting came up as a commission, I would always make time for it. But now I had the opportunity to work more on commission things for, reality, and then conceptual things that were more therapeutic just to do as an artist.
Cool. So what were like are people kind of like referencing something that you've made and being like, "Hey, I like this. Can you make me something like that?" Or are they just kind of like, I don't know, when you're getting a commission from someone, how does that look typically look? I'm sure it's different every time, but you can kind of summarize.
Yeah, I'm like primarily abstract artist, so a lot of times people will give me like color palettes, or they might send me like an inspiration photo or something that they like. Could be something that I've done on my own, a previous commission, or something that they just like found on the web. Like, these are the colors that I really want, blah blah blah. So then basically, if it's an abstract commission, we'll just cover size. We'll go over pricing as far as like materiality, and then kind of go from there. And then there'll be like 2 check-in points throughout the commission process where they'll kind of guide me as far as color, like more or less. But a lot of it's pretty open-ended for the most part, especially with abstract pieces. But yeah, there's always going to be people who want something a little bit more, realistic, or have a specific vision in mind, and that's always fun too.
Yeah, that's cool. And you primarily work with paint, right? I know you also do some digital stuff as well. Those feel like two completely different worlds to me, but I'm sure there's more overlap than I'm aware of.
Yeah, I feel like that was another thing, getting more into adding dimension through other materials on my pieces was something that I spent a lot of time on, as far as collaging on canvas, or I used to spray paint and acrylic mainly, but even going back in with like charcoal pens, things that I just hadn't utilized in a while, and then sewing and embroidery too, as far as creating new textures and sort of integrating new skills that I spent time with in quarantine. Has been cool to see it come together.
That's cool. Do you sometimes use like props as well? Like I know I have a painting in my room that like some street artist in Mexico made of like space, and he had like a peanut butter jar top that he used to, make a planet or something. And they have other sorts of props and things, and you have props that you use as well while you're doing these things.
I feel like I don't use as many like unnatural materials in painting, I'm really big on like conservation and that sort of thing. So I feel like I utilize a lot of waste in other ways in my home that it doesn't really go into my art. But maybe it does as far as like storage, if that makes sense, as far as like reusing jars, cans, bottles, that sort of thing. So in my practice that exists, but not physically on the canvas.
Fair enough.
For me.
Yeah, I mean we've talked to musicians the first two times around, so we wanted to bring in someone else in the different creative field, and I'm not as good at asking questions for artists because I don't paint myself, but forgive me if I'm asking any dumb questions. Um, I feel like that's a good segue though. I do have one like recurring question that I'm trying to ask everyone that is music related, and it's if you could create like your dream three-piece band of like all time of any three musicians, bring them together. Who do you think it would be? I know you're a Stevie Nicks fan. That's the only thing I have in mind.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Stevie Nicks. I'm like always a big Stones girl. So, I mean, gotta like represent classic rock and roll in there. Like Mick Jagger, Stevie, and like fucking Cher, honestly, would probably be my like ideal.
Like all these,
You gotta have a little like zest in there to break up and a little flavor. So
that would be quite the crew.
it would make no sense, but maybe it would work.
I mean, maybe it would work because it's three like very, very much front people, and but I feel like I don't know, we can make that work somehow. I have no fucking idea what it would sound like. I like it. That might be the most. All the other
You'd
ones,
have to learn a few different instruments, but
yeah, I don't know. Well, Stevie plays guitar, right? I'm
she's a huge tambourine girl as well. So
tambourine. Yeah, I feel like Nick could rock a tambourine too. Maybe it's just all shakers
all tambourine.
and singing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a good one.
Madonna would have some maracas probably.
Morocco. You share? You mean you said share, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't even know who's in my band.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, that was good. I'm really having a hard time imagining that, but I think that's good. That means it would be and exciting. Um, well, we are at our 15-minute mark. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. It was great to have, like I said, a non-musician on here. I want to have a chef or something next time. That sounds fun to me. Try to
Yeah.
keep it different each time here. So thanks for our time, and once again, this is Catriona Hegarty at Catriona Hegarty, right? That was it for your Instagram handle.
Yep.
Check it out there. I'm sure he's got links to her website from there. And everybody have a good day. I'm Rick.
Cool.
This is Wholesome Chats. Until next time.